Welcome back, guys. Sherry here. Now, the first time I attempted the trials of the sword, it proved to be a very daunting task, to the point that I was just ready to rage quit. But instead of doing that, I set out to figure out how I could get through these trials with the least resistance and what worked best for me. Plus, I have had several of you guys ask about tips for trials of the sword, and I listened. So I put together some things that I wish I would have known earlier. Now, these tips can apply for all 3 trials, and guys, if you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments below to help others. But now, if there's a particular trial you're looking for, I'm going to leave links in the description for all 3 trials. The first thing I'm going to suggest is to expand your inventory. However many weapons, shields, bows that you can hold, that's how many you're going to be able to hold when you get into these trials. And don't forget about your permanent hearts. I would at least try to get as many as I could before I started these trials. Now, it's easy to get extra hearts in the open world, but it's not so easy when you're in these trials. However, you can carry over temporary hearts when you first start a trial, so cook yourself up some Hearty durian and get yourself some extra hearts before you start a trial. Another thing you can do that will carry over is you can make yourself a 3 times attack power for 30 minutes by using 4 mighty bananas and a shard from the dragon's horn. If you don't know how to farm the dragons, I'm going to leave links in the description. Or you can also make yourself a 3 times defense boost by using 4 iron shrooms and a shard from one of the dragon's horns. And something else that may help you is that you can cook up 5 Endura carrots, and that will give you 2 extra stamina wheels. And you can find these at fairy fountains and on Satori Mountain. Another thing that I think is pretty important is make sure and target a treasure chest. There's lots of chests in here and you don't want to miss them. Another thing that may help you is to gather wood. If you're on a level and it has trees, I suggest you knock them down and gather them. Yes, this does take a little bit of time, but you can actually switch between your round bombs and your square bombs, save a little bit of time because you don't have to wait on it to charge. But you can also cook the wood, and it's going to fill a quarter of a heart. Now, only cook 1 at a time, because even if you cook 5, it's still only going to fill a quarter of a heart. But this could really help you out in a pinch. But I wasn't really concerned with time. Even though I was running a boost at the beginning of every trial, I was more concerned with collecting everything and scanning the area just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So don't forget to use your stasis so that you can see enemies and movable objects, and your magnesis so that you can find all metal objects. Now, I never found anything under rocks, so I wouldn't bother picking them up unless, of course, you just want to use them as a weapon. And when you get on these floors that have the chests, you might want to crouch and sneak because they're going to have fairies here. So depending on how many times you come to this room in a trial, that's how many fairies are going to be there. The first time you come to it, there's going to be 1 fairy. The second time, there's going to be 2, and so forth. So just keep an eye out for them. And another thing I would like to mention is anything that has the word Hearty in it and you're cooking it. Cook it by itself because it's going to give you a full recovery plus some temporary hearts. So don't waste your food. Now, if there's anything that you guys would like to add, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below to help others. Now let's head on over to the Korok Forest, and before you even put your sword into the stone, don't forget to target a treasure chest. And then let's eat our boosts. Now we can eat all 3 of these together. We can have our extra temporary hearts, our 2 extra stamina wheels, and either your 3 times attack power or defense boost. These will carry over into the trials. And you may want to go ahead and save your game. That way, just in case you die, you are already set up. You don't have to worry about targeting a treasure chest and eating your boosts before you try again. So now, if you would like to see the beginning trials, click here. There's also links to the middle trials and final trials in the description. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for over 2,000 subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing. And I'll just catch you guys next time.